Hi everyone, welcome to your Watch Me First for week 3. This Watch Me First will be posted on the very top over here, and all of these files are going to be visible. So let's see, what do you have due this week? This week you have 2 assignments. Once again, one of the assignment is on Wednesday, due Wednesday, which is a bio poem activity that you're going to be doing. And then the other assignment is your cultural autobiography assignment that you are going to be doing. So we're going to look at each one of them. This is the PDF, which also gives you an example of the bio poem. Your bio poem is for 10 points. You do not have to reply to any peers, but if you want to, A students always go beyond, but if you don't want to, that's okay. So this is your bio poem that you're going to be creating using these prompts, and here is an example of that bio poem. And so what you are going to be doing is you're going to be using Padlet to upload your bio poem. You're simply going to click on this link, and then at the very bottom of the Padlet on this corner is a plus sign. You can click on this plus sign and you can type in your response, and don't forget to write your name, and it will get posted over here. Okay, if you have any questions, let me know. If you need to edit or anything else, it gives you that opportunity to do that. If not, just let me know. We're going to be using Padlet in the future in this class for other things, so I want to make sure that we also know how to use another way of communicating, having discussion in the classroom, and bring around some change, right? So that is what you're going to be using, the Padlet. So here is what is due on Wednesday. Once again, your bio poem is for 10 points. The next assignment, that is your major assignment, is your cultural autobiography assignment. This is for 100 points. I have put in a good example 1 and a good example 2. You're going to be using, and here are your instructions for it. So it talks about you talking about your dominant and non-dominant dominant identity within each subgroup that you are looking at. So basically your class, race, ethnicity, gender, language, religion, exceptionality, age, geography, and any others. Any others could be like hobbies or anything else that you want to talk about. Is basically there are many facets that contribute to your identity. So how do you identify how are these subgroups contributing to your identity? So this is what you're going to be talking about. And then you must take each subgroup at a time and explain how your membership in that particular subgroup has helped create the kind of the person you are. So all of these weeks we've been talking about our own identity. We've been talking about what we think and how we perceive ourselves. So now we are going to really look into depth about how do we perceive ourselves within each of these categories, each of these subgroups, and how does that impact us and how does it influence the way we think. So this is what you're going to be doing. I want to open up the rubric and talk just a minute about it. There are good examples that you can look at and see. You can use PowerPoint, Prezi, Canva, however you want to do to create your own cultural autobiography. So in the rubric, as you can see, it talks about identifying your positioning and then how does it relate. You have to be very careful because lots of students forget about really talking about how that has influenced your identity. They identify the positioning and they also relate it to the dominant and the non-dominant, but they forget to talk about how has it influenced your identity. This is a very important aspect of it, because if you forget that how it has influenced you, you're going to lose your 10 points over here. Okay, so this is where the rubric is for each of it. And then you have to have an other. So it could be anything that you want to do, but an other has to be there. And then here is language and all of those other aspect, organization. Please make sure that your words are not out of the slides. They are visible. They are not hidden by pictures or anything else. And that is where all of this stuff comes in. You can see. Now, in your cultural autobiography, you have to have a current appropriate picture of yourself. Okay. So be sure to look at the rubric before you actually start working on the assignment. Okay, so let me go back. So for example, this is one of the good examples that is uploaded, and you can see that this person talks about age, but it also talks about is how being a part of this young adulthood has taught them it is not easy and there are a lot of challenges. So remember to talk about how it influences you. That is a very important aspect of each one of those things. And so here is your Dropbox for this. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. All right, best of luck, and I look forward to reading your very first big assignment.